Welcome, geometry students, to class today on this Monday the 29th. Hope you guys are doing well today. Hope you had a good weekend. Hope you're ready to work hard today. We got your first test of the year tomorrow, so make sure you're ready for that, and let's get to work. First of all, here is a schedule for the week as to what we're going to do. Today we're going to continue working on your review sheet. Tomorrow we're going to take your test. On Wednesday we're going to start Chapter 2 and take notes. Thursday, if everyone's taken the test by then, we will go over your test and we'll work on homework. And then Friday we'll take notes, homework, and look, we're going to have a quiz on Monday. And actually, unless you're planning on coming in on Labor Day, which I'm not, that quiz will have to be Tuesday, okay? So quiz on Tuesday of next week. All right, moving on. Nothing to turn in. There was no homework given to you on Friday. Now, if some of you have the review sheet done and you want to turn it in today, that's fine. But I would encourage you not to, because you might want to keep it to study for the test tonight. But that's up to you, okay? Your decision. Incompletes. Let's see if we have any for track 1. George, you're doing great. You did really well on your first quiz, and this is what you have left, okay? So, if you can get that turned in by Friday, that would be great, okay? So, a homework assignment that I gave last Monday, and then also quiz number 2. All right? Okay, moving on. Today we're going to continue to work on the review sheet. Let me talk about this for a second. If you finished it over the weekend, take a nap or work on something else. Miss Carroll, if anyone disturbs class, they forfeit their bonus points. You email me and I will deal with it. I'm not going to mess around with this, okay? There are students who want to learn. Those that don't, it's a foolish decision, but don't bother others who want to learn, okay? Now here's the information that I gave you on Friday in case some of you need it again. There's the review sheet. If you want 5 bonus points, do the entire thing and turn it in by tomorrow. And by the way, you cannot turn it in at the end of the school day. It must be turned in before class or when class starts, when I collect them. Because the whole idea of giving you bonus points is because you've had it done before you took the test. All right? There's the help video part 1, and there's the help video part 2. Okay? Okay, now at this time, let's go over your quizzes. So as I'm rambling, Miss Carroll, if you've not passed out the papers, please go ahead and pass out those papers now at this time and have those quizzes on your desk, and then we'll go over those, okay? So go ahead and pass those out, and then we'll go over your quizzes. Now, whether you got 100 or a really bad grade, please be quiet and let people learn, okay? First of all, I never go over fill in the blanks. Those are in your notes, okay? I actually cut and paste these right off of the slides of the Mimeo video, okay? So they're right out of your notes, okay? So I do not go over those. If I made a mistake on those, let me know, okay? All right, now, okay, some of you struggled with this, and let's talk about it, okay? If I can draw a line vertically anywhere on this shape in such a way that if I were to fold this thing over on this line, and this side falls exactly on top of this side over here of the picture, then I have symmetry. So if I drew a line here, and by the way, throughout this video, I'm using my mouse. So if I go to draw numbers and do stuff like that, it's going to be a little ugly, okay? Just understand that. So if I were to fold the paper here on this line, this side here would fall directly on top of this side here. I have symmetry, okay? So I have horizontal symmetry. Now, I apologize, vertical symmetry. Now, if I draw a horizontal line, is this figure here going to fall directly on top of this figure here if I fold the paper in half? Yes, it will. So I also have horizontal symmetry. Now, rotational symmetry. Now, I know you can't do what I'm going to do here. I understand that. But you can always take your paper and turn your paper, okay? I'm going to start turning this thing. It does not matter if I go this direction or this direction, okay? You turn it half of a rotation, like that, or 180 degrees. Now watch. I'm going to start turning it, okay? Anytime that this figure here matches the original figure as I'm turning it, I'm going to stop. Right there. There it is. Now I know it looks a little longer, but if you'll look on your quiz, I didn't copy this exactly right. I can stretch it and do all kinds of things to it. And so just trust me, this image here is the exact image you have here. So if it happens just once, then you have rotational symmetry. It happens again, by the way, right here. Okay? So we have horizontal, vertical, and rotational. Now over here, we have none. I don't care where you draw your vertical line, you will not get two identical mirror images on both sides. We do not have horizontal symmetry. I don't care where you draw your line, it doesn't matter. You will not have two mirror images on both sides. And also, if you rotate it, it will never match the original shape as I turn it. Never. Okay? It's not going to happen. So we do not have horizontal, vertical, or rotational. Okay, here we have horizontal. If I draw a line right down the middle and fold the paper on this line, this shape here would fall perfectly on this shape over here. So I do have horizontal symmetry. I do not have, or excuse me, I keep getting confused, sorry guys. I do have vertical symmetry. Sorry about that. I do not have horizontal symmetry. I don't care where you draw your horizontal line, you will not get mirror images on both sides. You will not. I also do not have rotational symmetry. As I turn this, it's never going to look like the original shape. Never. There it is. So all that I have is vertical symmetry. Okay, over here. I don't care where you draw your vertical line, you will not get two mirror images. However, if you draw a horizontal line here and fold the paper on that line, this shape here will fall directly on this shape here. So I do have horizontal symmetry. Okay? Now, vertical, again, start turning it. Nowhere will it look exactly like the original figure. Nowhere. Okay? And we stop there. So we do not have horizontal symmetry. Alright? Moving on. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these. They were bonuses, okay? But I will say this. I'll do one of them for you. To find slope, you use y minus y over x minus x. Now I'm using a mouse. It'll be a little sloppy. Look. Find the slope of AB, segment AB. So we're going to use this point A and this point B right here. Now, it doesn't matter which point you use first. I'm going to solve this twice to show you it doesn't matter, okay? Let's use this point first. So y minus y. So here's my y, 2. Here's my y, 4. 2 minus 4. Now look at your x's. Here's your x. Here's your x. 1 minus 4. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. 1 minus 4 is negative 3. A negative over a negative is positive, and 2 over 3 is 2/3. There's your slope. I used this point first. This y came first, and this x came first in my formula. Now, let's use this point first. It doesn't matter, okay? Okay, over here, here's my y. Over here, here's my y. So I have 4 minus 2. Now your x's. Over here, here's your x. Over here, here's your x. 4 minus 1. 4 minus 2 is 2. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 2 over 3 is 2/3. Now, I'm not spending a lot of time on this. These were all bonuses, but I want to show you one with a negative in case you messed up there, okay? So, AC. A. C. We have y minus y over x minus x, okay? A little sloppy, but I'm using the mouse here, okay? Now, look. My first y is 2. My second y is negative 1. So be careful. Look, it's 2 minus a negative 1. And that's where a lot of you messed up. And your x is 1 minus 3. And when you have a negative and a negative like this, 2 minus negative 1 means 2 plus 1. So you really have 3 over negative 2. A positive over a negative is negative, and 3 over 2 is 3/2. A positive divided by a negative is negative, and 3 over 2 is 3 over 2. Okay, so I went over that quickly, but these were bonuses anyways, and that's how you would find the slope when given two ordered pairs. Now, find the midpoint. A lot of you by far missed this, and that should not happen, guys. The formula is simply adding two numbers together and dividing by 2. That's pretty much elementary math, okay? Adding two y's together. I'm not being mean when I say that, but it's not that difficult. And dividing by 2. Now, it doesn't matter which point you use first, okay? I'm going to use this one first. X plus x. Here's my x, 5. Here's my x, negative 4. So I have 5 plus a negative 4. Now, if you struggle with sign numbers, then use a calculator. I have no problem with that, okay? 5 plus a negative 4 all over 2. Now 5, whenever these two signs are different, the whole thing becomes negative. If it was positive, positive, then it would be 5 plus 4. If it was negative, negative, then it would be 5 plus 4. But if you have positive, negative, or negative, positive, the whole thing becomes negative. So when the signs are different, 5 plus a negative 4, that's the same thing as 5 minus 4, which is 1. 1 over 2. Now, guys, that's simple. Okay, y plus y. Here's your y, negative 6, plus, here's your other y, negative 8. All right, whenever the signs are different, you get a negative. So plus minus negative 8 means negative 8. So I have negative 6, negative 8. In other words, you owe me $6. You're 6 in the hole. You owe me 8 more. That's still negative. You're 6 in the hole. You're 8 in the hole. Now you're negative 14 in the hole. All over 2. And you've got to learn to reduce. A negative over a positive is negative, and 14 over 2 is 7. A negative over a positive or a positive over a negative gives you a negative, okay? If you have a positive over a positive, it's positive. If you have a negative over a negative, it's positive, okay? So there's your answer. If you're still confused, go back and watch this again later, okay, if you need to. All right, let's finish this up. I think that's about it. Here are the stats from your quiz in case you want to check my work. If I can find it here real quick. It was 5 points off for each mistake. 5 points off for each mistake. There were 7 A's, 3 B's, 1 C, and 1 F. So that's pretty good. 7 A's. Highest grade in the class, Abigail had a 100, Lachlan had a 100, Ethan had a 100, and Brianna had a 100. So those were the highest grades in the class. Congratulations to those guys. And that's it, guys. Please study well for your test tonight. Remember to study the items that will be filling the blanks on your test. Remember those items. Really important. Study your notes. Study the fill in the blanks. Study the problems on the review sheet. Know all of your material well. It will be a thorough test. Okay, know your constructions. That's part of your test, okay? Part of your notes. So make sure you study everything, all right? That's all for today. Get to work on your review sheet. Have a great day today. Contact me if you have any questions at all.